Coach, how we doing?
Good, how are you?
Wonderful.
What's going on?
Same thing as last week. We'll do questions in here first and questions in Zoom. Whenever you're ready, Coach Lenzy.
All right, let me just get a second. We're good.
Go ahead.
Start with that hard hitting question, Tommy. How is this a camp stash or what's the plan? Is this full time?
This was me getting bullied by the quarterbacks. They showed up day one, like 3 of them showed up day one with stashes. And I said, some of us are doing it, we're all doing it. So we got picture day today. Probably let it go through the weekend, kind of break camp, after this weekend. So then probably cut it after that.
All the quarterbacks have good mustaches.
Well, Buckner can't grow one yet. Other than that, yeah, they're all pretty solid. Now, Pine and Cohen both shaved theirs. They're not going to be allowed in the quarterback picture today. I thought we were all on the same page, but I guess not.
How do you feel like your offense is just gelling right now?
Yeah, I've been very pleased. I think, obviously coming into camp, there were a lot of question marks about personnel and where guys were going to step up. But I feel like as a unit, everybody has raised their level of commitment, raised their level of preparation. The O-line gelling together has shown up. We get into, run situations, and we've been good there. Obviously, the playmakers, we have plenty of them across the field. I mean, we are not short on playmakers. And, I think you've seen guys take a big jump, not only in just their performance on the field, but I think it's a direct correlation to how they prepared to get to this moment. We talked last week just how pleased we are to have Kevin back and healthy and see him play the game that he loves. That's been a joy. From the top down in our running back room, it's probably as deep as anywhere in the country. I mean, even when you get to Sibo, he's been so valuable for us over the last couple of years that, he's a guy that we count on. And then, look, we're very fortunate where we're at skill-wise. And so it's been a good gel of putting all the pieces together.
Obviously the offensive line's going to be new this year. Blake Fisher, though, what do you see from him as such a young guy making such a big difference?
Yeah, I think Blake's talent is, very evident. The moment you see him, strap on the pads. He's a big, obviously imposing figure, but then he's a really good athlete. And the combination of that, makes his talent level pretty special. I think we're looking for consistency and the commitment day in and day out. And look, you're asked a lot up front. From a mental side of things, it's a demanding position. And, every day we get a new look. It's a good learning experience for him, and it just helps with his development overall.
How dangerous can Braden Lenzy be with a fully healthy season? Yeah,
I think, look, Braden had a number of issues last year that, limited, what we could do with him. And so, he's a guy that this offseason, this summer, turned it up a level. And you saw just how much he owned what Coach Bayless was preaching all summer, and it set him up to have a great camp. I mean, his speed is elite. He's catching the ball at a very high level. He's running different routes than he has in the past. He's doing a lot of really good things for us. And, people have to respect his speed. And so when you have that elite trait, it can open up a lot of other things for you.
When you have guys like Braden and Kevin, who obviously are elite talents, but have had these injury issues in the past and multiple years, what's the mindset of how you go about, thinking about using them, like knowing you have to have other guys prepared, but also expecting that they're ready to go and will be with you all year? Is there like a weird line there mentally in balancing all that?
Yeah, I think there's, you're always a little skeptical, right? Just naturally. But look, they've put in a ton of work to get back and to get healthy and to be stronger. And, we trust Coach Bayless and his staff. We trust Rob Hunt and his staff. They do a great job of getting those guys ready to play, and they do a great job of communicating with us on when we can push them and when we need to pull some back. So, I think it's a group effort, and it's a very collective deal from Coach Bayless to Rob and his staff to the coaches, and making sure that we put our players in a position that, that they can excel throughout a long season. But with that said, I mean, our depth at the receiver position right now is where, we feel like we can go about 7 deep, and we feel like we have guys that can step up and go make plays. So, you gloss over a kid like Avery Davis, but Avery's a guy that can go in at any of the 3 spots and go make plays for it. And Joe Wilkins is in the same boat. So, when you have guys like that have flexibility, you're able to spell people all over the field.
What kind of fall camp is Lorenzo at?
Yeah, Zoe, he's done a nice job. Obviously, there's been some times where he's been full speed and some times where we've held him. But look, Zoe has the same trait that Braden has. He's a fast dude. I mean, he can really run. Zoe is Ben Skoranek mentally to a point where when it talks about competing and going full speed and loving the game, like that's how he's wired. So from the moment Zoe stepped on campus in the spring till now, we've seen a deep level of commitment to his craft. And he's a guy that, he catches a dig route yesterday and he splits and he's gone because he has that trait. So, we're very excited about him and his future and just trying to get him on the right page all the time.
At this point, because you've obviously been around a lot of tight ends, both a coach and a player. At this point, who does Michael Mayer maybe remind you of, and what class can he be in of all those great tight ends that you've been around for the last decade plus?
Yeah, I don't mean any disrespect to any of the guys that I played with or any of the guys that have come. But Mike Mayer, I mean, he has the ability to be the best tight end ever come to. I mean, he is a special talent. And you want to talk about a guy that's wired the right way. I mean, he comes to work every single day with the mentality that he's going to get better and that he wants to go be dominant. I don't know if people understand, Mike yet. And he's an unbelievable kid to be around and to coach because he is so eager for more and so eager to go be that guy. He's been a lot of fun to be around, a lot of fun to coach. And look, Ife was a great player. Kyle was a great player. Cole was it goes on and on. Mike's ability, he has a chance to be as good as anyone.
What does that say then? Because that's probably, that and offensive line, obviously, the two positions where Notre Dame has produced so many. What does it say about him as, just a sophomore to have that potential to be that?
Yeah, I don't think it means anything to Mike. I mean, the kid is wired he is so focused on what he wants in this game and what he wants from this school and why he's here that there's really no outside noise that bugs him. I mean, the kid is singularly focused on what he's about, and I can't say enough good things about Mike.
For you individually, if this transition has happened, when did you go from being a former player who is now a coach to a coach who used to play?
Yeah. When I first got back, there was three guys still on the team that I played with Durham, Mike, and Viv, actually, who's still here. Probably this year that just graduated, that was kind of the group. When I came in, they were freshmen. You share the 4 years, they probably still look at you that way. I would say we're probably to the point now where it's Coach Rees who used to play here, but look, I think we've always, focused on having a mutual level of respect. And I'm still young enough where I can have a good time with the players and mess around, but it's probably transitioning right now. So we're probably seeing it.
Going back to the mayor, you said obviously he's been really good and he has that mentality. But what are some things that you're trying to work on with him to kind of take his game to the next level?
Yeah, look, it's a similar question when you guys asked about Kyron, right? Like, how does he get better? Well, you start to develop other things that he can do. As a true freshman without an off season to come in and play the way he did speaks to his talent, right? And I think having a full off season where he's able to have, a year with Bayless, having a spring ball, having a camp, we're starting to be able to add things to his plate and just developing the package where we can use it.
What was the dirty dog shirt that you guys were wearing yesterday?
We're going to keep that one in house, I think. That's all right.
And then Joe Wilkins, obviously he's been through the program for a while now. He's getting it. Obviously last year he got some reps and some books. What have you just seen? How have you seen him grow throughout the years?
Yeah, Joe and I, we had a pretty big heart-to-heart last offseason. And, it starts with, just where does he want to be, right? Like, where does he view himself? And he's a guy that's always had talent. He's a guy that learns it easily. He's a guy that's been flexible in where he can play on the field. And so we just had to get, the mentality to start to flip. And I think, this offseason, he took a huge jump forward, starting back in February until now. And now he becomes a guy that's consistent, a guy you can count on, and someone that, his versatility gives us a lot of flexibility, and it puts us in pretty good spots. I will get back to the dirty dogs question because it's not bad. So there's a huge emphasis right now on offensively understanding that every job that you have, whether how big or how small, is important. And so throughout camp, we wanted to, show guys clips where it might be a receiver blocking downfield. It might be a quarterback carrying out his fake. It might be a lineman helping interiorly. And just showing how those little jobs make big things happen. And we wanted to emphasize the details of playing our position and how it takes all of us doing our job at 100% all the time to really lead to positive plays. And so it's something we've tracked every practice and shown the guys, and we reward them with shirts. And, yesterday being goal line short yardage, we just felt like it was a good day to have the staff all wear them. And yeah, that's about it where we're at there. And the guys have really rallied around them.
All right, we'll wrap it up with Zoom. Len Clark, you are up next.
Tom, as the season gets closer, what is the process of coaching right now? Kind of piggybacking on that question, is it to continue to stress the fundamentals, or is it really transitioning to more of a game prep type mentality?
Yeah, I think you're always working on fundamentals, no matter what part of the season you're in. I think right now you start to develop your identity a little bit. You're in the middle of camp. You're going to be put into some competitive situations. You're going to be put into some situational football and really developing who we're going to be, who's going to step up, what is our identity as an offense. And then over the next, week or so, you start to transition into a little more game prep.
All right, you're good, Tom.
All right, thanks, guys.
Katie upstairs.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. How we doing?
Good.
All right, we're doing a little bit of hybrid setup, so we're gonna do questions in the room, and then we'll finish it up with Zoom, so you can look at the guys, ask the gals, ask the questions.
Sounds good.
You ready to go? All right, Ruben, go ahead.
Joe, just how do you feel like the offense is coming together a few weeks into camp?
I'm excited. I feel like everything's coming together how we want it to. We got plays everywhere. Everybody's making plays. Wide receivers making plays. Tight ends making plays. Backs out of the backfield. Backs in the slot. In the boundary. Everybody's making plays. So I'm excited.
What kind of year do you think you can have?
I think I can have a really good year. Me and Kevin in the boundary. I feel like me and him are gonna switch swap. We're both gonna get in. We're both gonna play, and I feel like we both can have a great year.
Tommy Rees said that he had a heart-to-heart with you last year and kind of try to take your game to the next level. You delivered. What did that really do for you mentally, just to get better?
It was big. It was huge for me because I kind of been the guy just to get by. I've been in the back seat. I did what I had to do just to be a role player and to be like just relevant. But I always had people in front of me. But for him to sit me down and talk to me, it showed me that he has confidence in me. Coach Kelly has confidence in me. My wide receivers, my brothers, everybody has confidence in me. So they know what I can do. They've seen me do it in practice. So now it's time for me to just take it to the field now. Game day.
How tough is it when that guy you're competing with for playing time is in a league town like Kevin is?
Oh, it's tough. It's tough. Kevin's a special guy, man. I love Kevin. Kevin's been my best friend since freshman year. I've seen him make plays just like everybody else has seen me make plays, and what he can do is special. And I'm really excited for his season.
What's your theme behind the number change?
Nothing big. Just a little switch up. I've had 18 these last 3 years. This year, I feel like I'm going to be a bigger impact. I feel like I'm going to play, and it seems like the coaches think so as well. So I'm just trying to switch it up a little bit.
You thought of Jack Cohen's transition to Notre Dame and, the way you guys have meshed with him as the starting quarterback.
I love it. Jack's been awesome. Jack's all about business. Jack came here to play football. He's not worried about anything. Football's on his mind 24/7. He's watching film right after practice. He's doing the little things. He's getting in the ice tub. He's doing everything that everybody expects him to do. And he's been consistent on the field. So he's been awesome for us.
Have you noticed a change in energy when you guys go up against Marcus Freeman's defense versus the defense last year?
Oh, yeah. Notre Dame's defense has always been tricky. The defensive coordinator's always throwing stuff at us. Looking at the coverages, Dell's trying to teach us coverages and making sure we know everything that's going on. And for Freeman's defense, it's amazing. They're, cover one, they're pressed, they're talking smack. You got Houston, you got talents like Kyle, you got long Cam 6'2" in the boundary and putting his hands on you, and they're having fun, they're energetic, and they're making plays as well.
Is it kind of that iron sharpens iron?
Exactly that. That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Questions? All right, we're going to finish up with Zoom. Len Clark, you're up next.
Tom Rees talked about in the next couple of weeks, the team developing an identity. If you had to say what the identity of this team is right now, how would you describe it?
Explosive, man. We're explosive, and we're explosive everywhere, not just to the field, not just to the boundary, not just in the backfield. We got explosive playmakers everywhere, and it's going to be exciting.
All right, you're all set, Joe. You can head upstairs with Robbie and Katie.
Awesome. Thank you,
Thanks,
Joe.
Yeah. That was a fun season. Just a shame they didn't have to. So back that roster, they're like, how this team. The roster is insane.
What's up, Mike? How we doing?
How we doing?
Good, good, good. All right, we're doing a little bit of hybrid here, so we'll have questions in the room first. You look up to them to ask your questions.
Okay.
Wrap it up with questions.
Awesome.
You ready to go?
Yep.
All right, Ruben, go ahead.
Mike, I just asked Coach Rees, you know, he's been around a lot of tight ends as both the player coach. I asked where you compare in that list, and he said you have the potential to be the very best of them all. You hear that from your offensive coordinator. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, it means, you know, all the work I've been doing has come together a little bit, but at the end of the day, I'm still going to come in here, still going to work hard, have the same work ethic that I had, and just try to win ball games. At the end of the day, it's all about winning ball games and winning national championships. So as much as, you know, I want to be, you know, the best tight end of the nation, I still want to win games and win a national championship and do stuff for this team.
That balance, getting positive things said about you like that, and you're getting a lot of those with obviously staying focused on the task at hand and, you know, making sure you are taking your game to the next level. And that's not, you're not hearing that noise too.
That's never been a problem for me. I've always kind of been able to block that out a little bit. I've always been able to, you know, when I step on that field, all the outside noise doesn't really matter. Focus on the task at hand, focus on what I need to get better at today. And that's kind of been my goal my entire life. And that's still what I do today. I just come out here and work hard, no matter what people are saying on the outside. I don't really care either way.
Coach Freeman mentioned you'd like to see that defensive end. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I played D-end sophomore year of high school, and then junior, senior year, I played linebacker. Very, very fun time playing defense. But, you know, my sophomore year, I think when I was getting all the offers, I kind of had to make a decision. Do I want to play offense or defense? And for me, it was where am I going to have the most fun? Where am I going to have the most success? And that was at tight end. But, yeah. Me and Coach Freeman, we have a funny relationship. He always says stuff about me coming over to play defense stuff, but I don't think Coach Rees will allow that one to happen.
How does that college football playoff experience from last year kind of help you elevate your game?
I think the entire season helps me elevate my game, really. Playing at a big stage like that, obviously that's probably the biggest stage I've ever played in my life. Helps me out a lot, gives me experience, what I need. But it also allows me to think, okay, what do I have to do to get back to that place that I was at? What does this team have to do to get back to that place, and things like that?
What do you have to do?
We need better leadership. We need scoring the red zone better. We got to get better at everything pretty much. We had a very, very talented group last year. You know, we're coming back with a lot of talented people this year too. And I think we just need to rally around each other and we'll get back there.
So do you get to, I know you said you're always focused in the moment, but like you broke the freshman receiving record for tight end, receiving yards. Do you ever get to sit back and just say, hey, I'm doing pretty well? Or did you get to enjoy the moment? That kind of stuff?
Yeah, sort of the way I work is, you know, that's awesome. Obviously, that's a very, very cool thing to accomplish. You know, I'll relish on that for a couple of days, celebrate it, talk about it with my family and friends, and then on to the next thing, on to the next season, see what I can do this season.
So obviously you're a tough guy. I've seen you run over guys, jump over guys. What goes into the decision to, yeah, I'm going to hurdle this guy or I'm going to just pull this guy over?
Yeah, I was just talking about it upstairs. It's really, you know, when I'm running my routes, I'm kind of seeing where the defenders are, where they're located, what they're going to do when I catch the ball. And the hurdle thing, I didn't really hurdle in high school at all. It's just kind of instinct at this point. You know, getting the ball turned around, hurdling. That's just kind of when my football instincts take over and I just do what I need to do.
So do you just feel like stronger than anyone else? Or do you feel like you need multiple guys to take you down when you're out there?
I feel like this season, there should never be a time in the football game when one person's taking me over. That's just my attitude going into every game. And I feel like that should happen.
Do you feel, how much weight have you put on and muscle with Bayless, the year of Bayless now?
Yeah, year of Bayless, it's been huge. You know, the whole strength and conditioning staff has been fantastic. Just this past summer and this past camp getting us right. And I'm sitting at like 253 right now, 254. Probably stay right around there for the season. I think last year I played at like 247 or 248. So 5 or 6 more pounds, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling faster than last year. I'm feeling good.
What do you like about Jack Cohen?
I like, obviously, very good quarterback. He has a lot of experience. What I like about him is how patient he is in the pocket, how he goes through his progressions, how he goes through his reads. You know, he knows what he's doing, and he's very good at quarterback.
Have you had a chance over last year or whatever to chat with some of those former tight ends and pick their brain, whether it's Tyler Eifert or Kyle Rudolph or any of those guys?
I have not, no.
Would you like to at some point?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
What's been the name, image, and likeness process for you so far? If there's any deal that you could have?
NIL, obviously, very, very big step in college football. For me personally, right now, I'm kind of taking things very patient. You know, this is going to be my sophomore year. Still got a year or 2 or 3 years left. So being very patient right now, kind of focused on school and football right now. But yeah.
All right, we'll go to Zoom next. Len Clark, you're up.
Michael, earlier you talked about goals. What personal goals have you set for yourself this season, both on the field and off the field?
On the field, I would say, you know, being a way better leader, number one. Number 2, scoring way more touchdowns. And I would say overall, as a team, obviously a national championship. You know, I'm never going to put my personal goals over the team goals ever. And so if that ever happens, then I'm in the wrong. You know, I would say my number 1 personal goal would be winning the national championship for sure.
All right, we'll finish up with Darren Pritchett.
Michael, Brian Kelly referenced Kyle Hamilton as an eraser within the last week, and he referenced the matchup between you and Kyle at times in practice when you go one-on-one. How would you describe his skill set, and what makes him different from the normal safety that you go up against?
His length and his speed, for sure. You know, Kyle's a very, very great player, and we've done nothing but made each other better all of camp. It's been awesome, you know, just battling against each other every single day. His length, his speed, what he can do with his feet, it's very, very special, and he's going to have a heck of a year, and I think I'm going to have a heck of a year, and we've done nothing but made each other better all of camp. It's been awesome.
All set. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
I don't know how it's possible. If you literally just read his words, it's probably come on this guy. Like TV, it's like like. Also, I assume that you're looking at his comment there, but somehow he pulls it off. But that is his just from. Somewhere. Oh, what's that? I think it was just getting into the year. That was where it got. That's good. Yeah. Four. Wow. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Oh, okay. Because I'm on the phone. I know. But asking this is those guys. Sean. Different sport.
What's up, everyone? Ooh, I'm on TV.
So we're doing a little bit of hybrid. We're gonna do questions in the room first. You can look at them when they ask questions, and then we'll finish up with Zoom.
My bad. I'm sorry. Say that again.
You're good. So hybrid, so we're gonna do questions in the room first. You can look at them, the cameras, when they
Okay.
ask questions. We'll wrap it up with Zoom.
Got you.
Ready to go?
All right, let's go.
All right, go.
Great. How do you feel like the offense is coming together? A few weeks of the camp?
Good. Everyone's a lot more explosive, I'd say right now. Obviously we're in the dog days of camp, so the legs are a little beat down, but it's been fun seeing everyone fly around. We have Kev back. We got Keys, Avery, Joe, me. I say us five are kind of, rolling together and kind of like hockey rules. Like we all know every position. So you get tired, someone else goes in. It's been a lot of fun. It's great to be healthy and just playing ball with your best friends. I don't think anything could be better.
We were watching you during the scrimmage the other day. You were like screaming when you ran into the end zone. Why do you feel like you're having much more fun this year?
That's tough. I think the offense is a bit more fun. I think a lot of the plays we're doing are probably better suited towards our style of play. We don't have the giants like Miles and Chase and Javon and Ben. It's more quick. It's more speed focused, and that's my game. And just overall, I'm a senior now. It's like I'm just more established, like better friends with more people on the team. So it just feels more fun. It kind of feels like high school, especially in the receiver room. I mean, all those guys are my best friends. So it's been a lot of fun.
How dangerous do you think you can be with a fully healthy season now that you're seeing?
Yeah, I think it'd be very dangerous. I think I have the tools to be an elite receiver, but a lot of that will happen because O-line gets a good block, quarterback puts in a good spot, and such receiver, whoever it is, or tight end, runs a good route to hold the safety off of me. I mean, I think I'm doing well, but I think a lot of it's also we're collectively as an offense doing such a good job, and it's kind of giving us all the one-on-ones because no one can really know where the ball's going. We're all competing at a high level where if you win your one-on-one, that play, you'll get the ball.
How frustrating, when you put in perspective how frustrating your time has been in terms of battling injuries and to now be on hopefully the other side of it, Paul?
Yeah, it's tough. You never want to be injured. You hear things. I'd be lying if I said I didn't hear what people, say and all that about injury prone, whatnot, but I try to brush it off and just do me. Whenever I'm healthy, I feel like I do a good job, and I don't regret my decision at all. I want to play for Notre Dame. I want to play with these guys. So, it sucks, but I'm positive now, and I'm playing well, and I'm healthy. And I'm just really excited for the season.
What has changed maybe more? Is it the physical changes that you've had to get stronger or mentally stronger? What is maybe which side has matured more for you, if not both?
I'd probably say mentally. Physically, I'm probably lighter now than I was last year, maybe a little bit. Yeah, probably about 5 pounds lighter, but probably stronger. But that's all great and all, but I definitely say mentally, just matured. Especially like being on my own in Chicago. I had an internship for 3 weeks this summer. I think just kind of being on my own and realizing like this is what the real world's like. Like, being a football player is such a blessing. You make a lot of money if you are very successful at this, and that's something I am aspiring to do. So as much as I enjoyed that internship and I was like, yeah, I could kill this, it also kind of reminded me how blessed I am, and it made me, want to work harder and hopefully make a career out of this game.
What have you seen from Jack that's kind of impressed you so far?
Just his willingness to be coached and like learn. That was one thing I always noticed from him. If he makes a mistake, he's never down about it for too long. Like he's eager to grow and he wants to come every day to get better. And that's something you want to see from a veteran. You never know what kind of guy you're going to get when you get a grad transfer. And I've never been a part of a team who's had a grad transfer quarterback. And he's done a phenomenal job, and I'm very proud of him. And all three of the quarterbacks have done a great job. But yeah, no, Jack, great ball placement, great leadership, and just great work ethic.
I know you're a big anime video game guy. How much did that help your mental last year?
Jump in like relation to like COVID. Yeah, I mean, my time spent on anime didn't change really when I was back here. Like when COVID first started, I watched more because there was nothing to do and I was just at home. Yeah, normal amounts. I'd say it didn't really help with COVID. It helped with injuries sometimes, like when there'd be like an away game or something that was, it's just me and the TV or something. But
You mentioned your internship, I guess. What was it? And what did you kind of get out of it?
Yeah, so it was at a private like wealth management firm in downtown Chicago, Summit Trail Advisors. Yeah, and it was just great. Got to learn from like a multitude of people. It's like a smaller private company. They would have like 5 locations in the US, but got to learn from like multiple different people like each couple days and just work on some projects and just listen in on some great conversations. And yeah, it was something I definitely see myself doing one day. And I felt like, I could be very good at that. And that's somewhere I'd love to work. But right now I'm trying to get paid. So until then.
So that you can then invest that money in the right way.
Yeah, I mean, I'll invest it out of the way. I'm smooth.
Any other questions in the room? All right, we got one more on Zoom. Darren Pritchard, go right ahead.
You're going to be on here?
I'm curious, you mentioned that the wide receivers are learning all 3 positions. For you personally, how can playing all 3 wide receiver positions bring out more of your skill set and make you a better player on the field?
Yeah, I think anytime, you focus more on concepts rather than positions, it gives you a better understanding, mid-route, breaking down coverages, and just overall, like, playing. The more knowledge you have, the better you play. And I think that's affected us all in a positive way because we're all playing at a much better level. We're playing at a much smarter level. Simple example would be knowing every spot to recognize how you'd want to run a route for a rub, whether it be man or zone, something like that. I might not have always picked up on prior, but now because I know every spot I know in the slot, I'd want a rub from the X, and I might not have known that before. So now as an X, I can go and rub it because I've done the slot more. So just overall, just kind of knowing every spot allows you to be like in everyone's shoes, so you know what works best in every play.
Thanks, Brad. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Brad.
See y'all. Have a good day.
Oh,